Hey guys, it's Owen from V3 Racing. In today's Hot Lap tutorial video with setup will be the Ferrari 488 GT3 at Lime Rock Park. But today's video, for a change, will be done by Hussein Al, also from V3 Racing. So let's get on board right now. So as a braking point in the Ferrari into turn 1, using D2 on the left is a general braking point, or just before it. You can have 50% brake pressure, no more than that in the Ferrari because it's quite a snappy car on the brake. Turning in, apex here, not that all important if you can carry the momentum through here. Really using just the banked section of the corner to try and just carry the momentum through as best you can, especially in the Ferrari. And again, just playing with the throttle to try and keep the car's momentum going, whilst also trying to get the car to rotate in for the second part of this corner. And as soon as you feel the car's bitten enough, you can really turn through, and with the Ferrari you can really use these curbs at Lime Rock, where in the Audi and the Lambo, for instance, and the McLaren, you really cannot use these curbs all that much, and you can be really aggressive in this car. And again, trying to use all the track on exit that you can. Coming into turn 3, you don't want to be too far on the right because this can cause oversteer issues on the braking, especially in the Ferrari, which is already unstable on the brakes. As a braking point, a good idea here is where these tyre marks end. All of a sudden, right here, as soon as you run over that, get straight on the brakes. No more than about 30% on initial braking. Try and trail it off as wide as you dare, and then use the rotation of the car off of the braking and before accelerating to rotate the car through. You can get back on the power to try and carry the speed through the exit. Don't overshoot it here on exit though, because you want to get straight back to the left to make sure you don't compromise your exit at all. Switch straight back to the right, and in the Ferrari, as I said before, you can really eat these curbs up. And as soon as you're getting over these curves and you're just getting off the curb, you can get back on the power really aggressively, straight at the end, when it all the way wide. And then on the run down to the uphill corner, a very tricky corner. You want to aim to use this curve so you can maximise your entry. Braking as soon as you get onto it, about 30%. Just trail it off ever so slightly, and as soon as you sort of get back towards this curve, you can get back on the power again. Slowly, don't be too aggressive, because otherwise you'll induce understeer in the car, and then you might wash out wide and go into the wall. And again, in the Ferrari, you can really be aggressive with these curves. I mean, Hussey here is using almost up to the grass here with the Ferrari because of its curb advantage it has over the other GT3s. And over here, again, this sign here, very good sort of marker to see if you're going wide. If your car is looking to the left of this marker here, you should probably brace for impact because you're more than likely going to hit the wall. Lands, just touches the grass here, and you can actually land on the grass here by about a wheel length or so, and there'll be no off track, and generally you shouldn't have a scare of the car. And then coming into the right hander here, a very tricky corner due to the complete lack of braking zones. And if I had to say what Hussey's using as a braking marker here, because it is very difficult to try and spot a braking marker here, would be where these tyre marks start to begin on the right. Just, hang on a minute, just there. You'll see that as he just goes straight past them, he gets in line with them, he gets on the brake up to 50%, and he comes almost straight off it, trails the brake through. Doesn't use the curb here. You can probably use the curb here, be a bit more aggressive with the apex. However, this curb here is a lot more aggressive in terms of its angle onto the second phase of the curb. So you've got the first phase here, which is the angle, second bit, which is the flat bit on top. It's quite aggressive first phase, so it can really chuck the car up even for the Ferrari. So general suggestions would be to try and stay away from it if you can. You can see that he still gets right up to the curb all the way through the corner, and then on exit he's aggressive with the throttle because he brakes quite hard in a straight line here. Uses that trail brake to make sure he can get really aggressively on the power. Uses all the curb on exit. But again, coming towards this compression here, the lowest part of the corner, this is generally what you're using as your reference point to get the car rotated inwards. So as soon as he gets there, dabs the brake, which is something you won't need to do in the other GT3s, but in the Ferrari, due to its understeer at these high speed sort of corners, you need to be doing this to get the car to rotate in. So he gets off the throttle, dabs the brake, sort of coast, stabbing the throttle to try and get the car to rotate a tiny bit if it can, just by in. Really using this curb here As you can see, other cars like the Audi and Lambo, I said before, will not tolerate this. The Ferrari will very easily tolerate this part here, and can very aggressively get back on the throttle once he's hit this apex and run it all the way out wide. And that is the lap of the Ferrari at Lime Rock Park.